Hey guys, it's Michelle, high performance coach and lead trainer at Mish. I'm super pumped, super excited because in this video, I want to talk to all those college kids who have recently graduated or will be graduating over the next few months. I need to tell you guys that I know what emotions you are going through right now. I know that some of you are anxious, worried because you just don't know what future has in store for you. Let me take a moment here and assure you guys that, let me tell you guys that everything's gonna work out. Everything's gonna be okay. This is one of the greatest times to be alive. In 2018, we have opportunities which did not exist 10 years ago or 5 years ago. So take a deep breath, calm your nerves down, because I assure you everything's going to work out. Now, if you are graduating around this time, I assume that you are between 21 and 24. I was around 24 myself when I graduated with my master's degree in accounting. That was back in 2011. Now, I need you guys to realize that how awesome this age is. If you're sitting in your mid-20s or early 20s, you need to realize that you have massive advantage over people in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. You don't have all those baggages people have in their mid-30s and 40s and 50s. You don't have to worry about or stress about the payments on your car or the payments on your house loan or the credit card debt. You can literally afford to move in with 5 other dudes and live cheap over the next 5 years. When I first migrated to Australia back in 2009, I moved in with 7 other dudes and my share of the rent was only $235 a month. I would think 5 times before I would spend $5 on a cup of coffee, and I would send 50% of all my earnings back home to pay off my student loan, right? And for the first 5 years, I was cheap. I was racking up, I was stacking all my savings. Let me tell you guys that the quickest way to go broke in your mid-20s, in your 20s and 30s is to spend money on things you don't need to impress people you don't like. The sure recipe for failure in your 20s and 30s is going fancy too early. Let's say that you're in your mid-20s and now you don't want to work for anyone else. You would rather work on your own ideas and bring that into the marketplace. Now that's awesome. That's awesome, but it still doesn't really change the fact that you need cash to take care of your basic expenses, right? Again, a lot harder for someone in the 40s and 50s to leave everything and pursue their dreams because of their massive financial obligation. You are at an age that you can still afford to risk it all and find something which will gonna take care of your basic expenses. And when you finish your work, come back home from 6 o'clock in the evening to 12 o'clock midnight or 2 o'clock in the morning. You can work on your side hustle for the next 6 years and still you're gonna be 30. You still have your entire life ahead of you. But again, you need cash, you need savings. So going back to the basic, don't spend your money or savings on things you don't need to impress people you don't like. Use all that savings, rack up all that savings so you can fund your dreams. For far too many college graduates, education stops the moment they finish their graduation. You need to understand that the real education begins the moment you step into the real world, the marketplace. No one's going to give you $120,000 a year or $100,000 a year just because you got a high distinction or a credit in your last exam. Marketplace doesn't care about that unless you know how to use that information to produce some tangible results. So over the next 5 years, you're going to keep your head down and you're going to grind. You're going to work your ass off, right? You will build the sweat equity and the career capital. You will learn everything you need to learn about your field. You will become a force to be reckoned with and an authority in your space. Now, one thing they don't teach you in school or in college is work ethics, right? Be the first one to rock up for work and the last one to leave. The person who's paying your bills, the employer, needs to know that when push comes to shove, he can rely on you. Be the hardest working person in the room and build that sweat equity, the career capital. And once you have that experience behind your back, then you can go out and renegotiate your pay. But until then, you're gonna keep your head down and you're gonna grind and become the most dependable person in your space. And that's my time. I hope you found value. Now before I let you go, I need you to do me 3 super quick favors: like, share, and comment. I know that you got it covered, you're smashing your goals, but we all know that one person who could use an extra dose of motivation. Tag that one person and let's make this optimism thing louder. Let's roll.